Hello there everyone, and welcome back to this Italian unification campaign, or we're really trying to sort of build up the Italian nation. Unfortunately for me, every single major power in Europe does not think that's a good idea, and they've all decided to declare war on me, which is why I've lost complete control over northern Italy. However, I can still fight the smaller states, and so I've launched a navy with an army aboard it, and so we're trying to attack Sardinia and take that. But even this, or at least according to this, what's it called? Strength meter, puts me at the disadvantage against my enemy. And I'm not entirely sure why, because I have a pretty good army. I've got more cannons, I've got not more cavalry, but my general's better, so I'm not entirely sure why. They only outnumber me by a small amount. But hopefully we'll be able to capture these two islands, and we can maybe turn it around from here. The thing, however, is we can't see it right now, but there's at least one Russian full stack. There are at least 2 to 3 Austrian full stacks. Napoleon has turned up, and maybe as many as 2 to 3 full stacks from France. So that's quite a heavy toll to fight against when you're Italy. And currently I only control, let's see, 3 regions against these massive empires. And also, if this wasn't worth, if it wasn't bad enough with all these armies coming down through northern Italy, I have seen, due to my trade route with Sweden, that Great Britain has launched, I believe, 2 navies with armies, and I imagine they're on the way here. So we're gonna be attacked from all sides, and it seems very unlikely that I'm going to be able to unify Italy. However, I will try to the very last. But without further ado, let's go into the Battle of Cagliari, Sardinia. Right, and here we are on the battlefield. The idea is to sweep away this first army before the second one arrives. Because of our advantage in cannons, the enemy is gonna have to advance to us. And what I've done is I've got kind of 2 flanks of infantry that's gonna swing up, and hopefully we'll be able to shoot the enemy down. What I did was I've left 1 unit here to protect the artillery against their hussars. Also, the middle battery is loaded with canister, so it is set up to protect the other 2. And they're firing away a bit of canister, so the cavalry unit is having no luck. They're still kind of going though. Oh, there we go. They're dead. Right, we've got enemy units coming in. We've got general staff. We've already taken out one of the cannons here of the Sardinian Piedmont artillery piece there. The interesting thing, when I actually started looking into the history of the Italian unification, as far as I understand it, it was actually Sardinia Piedmont that was leading the unification process, and not Naples as you play in this. So I'm not entirely sure why you play as Naples when it was the Sardinians that were really leading it. We're gonna get these 2 to swing up to be able to help out there. Let's see, where do I have my cavalry? Yes, my cavalry was supposed to swing around here. Just charge that unit. Swing around here, attack the artillery. Looks like the artillery has been blasted away. Oh no, they're actually moving their artillery piece in the perfect way. So 1 cannonball bouncing perfectly through there could take out all the guns. So seemingly the enemy is pushing all their kind of firepower to break this side, which I'm not entirely sure why. they would go ahead and put so much focus on that. Right, so what we want to do is we want to split the enemy army from their reinforcements. We're going to hurry up and move in between, and then we're going to be able to sandwich and crush these guys, hopefully. Going to tell the artillery, the horsemen, to charge for the artillery and kill also the enemy hussar unit. Come on, break them. And then I'm hoping the artillery will now go ahead and focus in on these guys instead. My line has held, and even though they've suffered quite a few casualties. Right, we were victorious here, although we lost quite a few horsemen. I'm gonna pull back, and I don't think the enemy, since they are out of horsemen now, I think it's high time we switched all to round shot and focus in on these guys. We're shooting down the general here. These guys going directly for the cavalry, it looks like. The enemy general has broken down and is retreating. We will follow up with our infantry. Oh, looks like they're actually going for the artillery here. But I don't think they will reach the cannons in time. They're close enough. Switch to canister immediately. And I want you to move up. But we're gonna hold your fire. Oh! We lost one out of the general's bodyguard. This is the thing, the cannons are really the reason why I've been losing a lot of battles. Because I don't have that much artillery compared to, say, France and the Austrians, which have tons of artillery and they can bring in loads of it. And if I don't have cavalry for my armies, or if I don't have cannons to counter the enemy, it's really hard trying to charge up. I did a really good defense of Milan. Unfortunately though, the enemy's cannons was the last to sort of stay alive, and they crushed me basically just by using the cannons to absolutely wipe me out in the end. So we have stopped the Sardinians from reinforcing their army. They're putting real high pressure there on the right side, so that could buckle. I'm gonna have to send this guy up to support, and I'm gonna tell the cannons to fire round shot and support that side. Cavalry, yes, charge in and defeat this unit, and you guys charge in with bayonets. See if you can break these guys, and then we can concentrate. Oh, looks like
our men are running, sir.
It's falling apart there. Is it the flank? Yes, the flank has fallen. So we're gonna have to give way on this side. But what we can do is we can bring up all of these troops that have now arrived. And what we have is kind of a half circle encircling the enemy. Now you're supposed to continue forwards, and I'm gonna tell the artillery to hold fire. Let's see, are there any massive enemy units retreating? This one is the closest we got to one might call a massive unit. We want to break them, because after this we're gonna have to still continue on and attack the town. Or I should say, this was actually not done on my turn, so it was actually done on the enemy turn. So as soon as I landed, I could not move forwards. Oh shit, this unit's back. And it's firing on my cavalry. But I think the cavalry will have enough power behind them to break them down. And now there's just a single enemy unit of Sardinia Piedmont standing, and that's going to fall with the rest of them. doesn't really stand a chance there. The hussars have done their work, and this unit is destroyed. Gonna get this one before it comes back, and there we go, we've won the battle. And hopefully we can take this island. I want to make sure that we destroy all these infantry units, meaning that there will be very little resistance in the actual town once we go ahead and decide to attack that. Hopefully these guys won't be standing up against us. That unit of 19 horsemen, yes, it's breaking. Let's see if you can just charge through. Ah, yes, it's broken. Let's get cutting at these units. Make sure that they do not come back. And then get the infantry running so they can run, kind of keep up the pressure on these guys. Keep it up, guys. Get them, cut them down. And there we have it. So we were able to crush the enemy army, but we lost about half our army, 820 casualties. Luckily enough for me, most of the enemy army was destroyed, and so they only have 500 men remaining. So it should hopefully just be an outer assault to claim the capital. And there we have it. More troops being recruited in Naples. Another general is available. Let's push forwards and attack. We have yes, you know what, I kind of want to remove this guy because he's a risk of getting absolutely destroyed. But other than that, and then it looks like it's a pretty... oh, he's still be drawn into the battle. There we go. And out resolve. We didn't lose a single unit. And boom. Very nicely done. Sardinia Piedmont is no more. And now we've got a base out here. And then the French don't really have a good army situated there, which means we can jump over to that island next. We've got gold on this island. Nice. How much gold do I get from that, or how much money? You know what? That's not where I see it. Let's see here. Not that much actually. 300. If I change this to a trade port, I could probably increase my income. Then we'll take this, but let's look what's going on here. So we got Napoleon, full stack. It's got an extra general, lots of cannons, full stack, cannons, full stack, full stack. The thing about these full stacks as well, let's see if we can infiltrate Vienna and take a look at the army. So this is how many they've got 6 cannons in this army, which is kind of standard for most of these armies, most of these full stacks, which means that it's incredibly tough to fight these guys. Also the line infantry, of course, so the line infantry of these guys' armies is 240 compared with my 160. So even though we're evenly matched in how accuracy and stuff, in accuracy, where I think our men is a little bit better morale, at least against the Austrians, but the accuracy is just the same, just that the enemy's got 80 extra men in each unit. And yeah, that's not very good. I'm recruiting cannons though, and I'm recruiting trade ships, so I can take control of the spies here. Should actually move these two to move them to the spies, because I don't think I make that much from... We've got 2 ships there, so these guys make about 1600, whereas this was 700. So if I move these guys over to this, I'll double it, but at the same time having them here kind of secures that no enemy navy can just come in, sweep in and kill off all my trade ability. Anyways, let's go ahead and end turn and see if we can jump over and take Corsica as well. And there we're back. And there we are back. So I actually did 2 turns because I wanted to replenish the army a bit, and I don't think the enemy was going to be able to recruit any more troops, which they don't look. It doesn't look like they have. And we're gonna go ahead and land our army. We're actually gonna. I think I'm actually gonna land in this bay right here to try to avoid the forest. And then I'm gonna see about getting the ships together right there. One thing that I do have to say that really helps me is the fact that the AI is kind of stupid. They could have just poured all the troops down here and destroyed me. I had a plan. My plan actually was, after taking this, that I would sort of land my army here, go in, take this, and create it as a vassal state, and hopefully that would protect, sort of give me a buffer against the enemy. Unfortunately for me, it seems like the French don't like that, so they took Switzerland, so they don't really like my vassals. There's a few nations. Oh, Spain is hostile to me, but where the hell is Spain? Oh, they're still on the islands. Let's see. Do you wish to trade? No. Oh, it's like there's no one there for you to trade with, but or in the world that really likes you. Everyone really hates me in the world for some reason. God knows why. Why do everyone hate the Italians? Right, let's go ahead and end turn. And I think the French are gonna meet us at the beach. We're back, and I have landed on the island. However, a French navy chased away my navy, and, well, more importantly, we've got an French army. It's kind of a weak one, actually. Still, it has quite a lot of artillery, some voltigeurs, but most of it, you can see a lot of these are militia units. However, my army defending Rome is mostly made up. You know what? The light infantry is actually quite good. So I think I have a pretty good chance to take those guys down. But first, we will attack here, and clearly we have a superior chance for victory right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to auto-resolve it. And Corsica is now ours, which is very nice. So now we got those 2 islands. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 regions, and yes, now we can push back north. What we need to do, I really need to secure some peace treaties with a lot of these nations, but I don't know how I'm going to do it, because really there's very little chance of that. So what I need to do is possibly just plan for strategical strikes against the enemy. But the thing is, it's so, like, Vienna is so far behind enemy lines, and same with the Balkans. But what we need to do, I think, is to send some of these more worthless gentlemen. We need to send them to each of these locations so we know what's going on there. So, looking at the time, I think it's just about time that I ended this episode right here. So, hopefully you guys enjoy this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.